Welcome back to the Astro Room, your very own portal to the cosmos. Today, I want to test both of these telescopes, possibly a completely unfair comparison, but I'm going to try and go to the Whirlpool Galaxy and see which one of these measures up. I'm doing both of them in EQ mode. Which one do you think will win? Will it be the S30 Pro or the Dwarf Mini? Some things may also surprise us. Let's see. Summertime is here, and one clear night can be hard to waste if you don't know what to image next. That's why I put together my top 30 summer targets guide for Seestar users. If you're looking for ideas for your next session, you'll find the link below. All right, I'm gonna hit go to on both of these at the exact same time. You will see my scope cam is up there on the top center where you can see my S30 Pro plus the Dwarf Mini outside. I'm doing 15-second exposures and 60 gain on the Dwarf Mini. And I actually want to put the S30 Pro on 20 seconds at least. We actually have very little winds tonight. It's under 8 miles per hour, sometimes even way less. Beautiful clear skies as well. I have also the aircraft line eliminating on. Wow, I think they kind of started sort of at the same time. So this is great. So as far as setup time, I'm gonna say that the Dwarf Mini was faster to put it on EQ mode, perhaps just because it's just even smaller than the S30 Pro. It's just even way lighter than the S30 Pro, just a lot easier to set it up on EQ. So something very interesting about this is I have not zoomed in to either the M51 on the S30 Pro or the one on the Dwarf Mini. And obviously we can see it better on the Dwarf Mini already, but let's see what the overall will be at the end of imaging. So from what we can see on the Dwarf Mini, so far it hasn't dropped any stacks yet. On the S30 Pro, after 4.5 minutes of almost stacking, it's ignored one. I also want to mention that my polar aligned deviation on the S30 Pro was very, very good, nearly 0.0. My EQ mode on the Dwarf Mini actually told me great alignment achieved, so I didn't mess with it anymore. Now, keep in mind, I am in Bortle 8 skies. Let's go ahead and zoom in. Now, obviously, when I did the zoom in, you can tell that now they're kind of both around the same size. At the end of the day, the S30 Pro does have a wider field of view than the Dwarf Mini, but they both have the same lens or aperture size at 30 millimeters. So we can say that the Dwarf Mini is more like a zoomed in, while the S30 Pro is more wide field. The S30 Pro sees a much larger area of the sky in a single image, while the Dwarf Mini makes the targets appear larger without cropping them. So what does this actually mean? So the Dwarf Mini, tighter framing, it makes objects like certain nebulae like the Orion, let's say, and Rosette, or the Andromeda Core, and larger galaxies appear bigger. It's better if you prefer less cropping and a more zoomed in look. Now, what about the S30 Pro? Well, it's going to capture much more of your surrounding sky. It's better for very large nebulae, Milky Way regions, or constellation shots, and wide field astrophotography. It's kind of similar to stepping back and using a wider camera lens. Which one are you liking more so far as you're watching this? I'm hearing mixed results on the satellite trails removal for the Seestar, so I'm wondering how well this will work tonight if we get any aircraft at all, which it looks like we did, because right here we see a trail of something here. Now, do you think Dwarf Lab will actually come out with that feature as well? Make sure that if you're interested in getting the Dwarf Mini or any dwarf, you go ahead and use the link here or scan the QR code to get a 5% discount on anything from Dwarf. See the link in the description below to do the exact same thing by using the dedicated Astro Room link that Dwarf Lab has so kindly provided. So thanks for using the affiliate link. It really helps out the channel. Make sure you hit the like button also if you're loving this kind of stream. And let me know if you want me to do more like these. Let's turn on auto dynamic background extraction, since this has been enhanced as well since the latest firmware update. So I must say that this is not bad. The moon is actually really bright tonight. It is 78% illuminated. Let's go ahead and create a session in the Astro log so we can make sure and keep these details. One of the cool things about keeping your sessions is that I can come back to these later. and compare how well my images came out, such as how much improvement does imaging on a new moon or when the moon is not out compared to when there's a half moon and so forth. Is it truly, for instance, worth the effort to do equatorial versus all the azimuth? And you can put your exposure settings for each session, your sky conditions, and even add your images, and you can compare. Why was it better one night than the other night? Or what worked and what didn't? All right, so let's go back to our objects, see how they're doing. So which one are you liking so far? Let me know in the comments below. Right, let's AI denoise these images. It's been about an hour of stacking already, and we see that the S30 Pro ignored 23 stacks out of 184. I probably should have done this at 10 seconds, but it is what it is now. The Dwarf Mini, on the other hand, has stacked 261 out of 271. Wow, this came out really nice. This is beautiful, actually. Let's see how the Dwarf Mini comes out. I really love the colors here. Love these colors, these details, the spiral arms, the purple hues. Which one do you like more? I do like the colors a lot on the S30 Pro. I think the Dwarf Mini with the little touch-up or a little bit more post-processing with the background here too, to be darker, is not that bad. As a matter of fact, this part reveals more dust. I can see more detail here. Let me zoom in more on the whirlpool on the S30 Pro. Interesting, because the core here is brighter. This is brighter. Look at this. This is just a one-touch post-processing from the iOS photo feature. Even better. Which one do you think the winner is? Let me know in the comments below. Now, this is the regular view of the image without zooming in. If you can see, this is actually a pretty big difference. This is what I meant by the Dwarf Mini looking zoomed in and the S30 Pro looking more wide field view, which makes this great for capturing very large nebulae or major galaxy groups like Markarian's chain, for instance. But yeah, this looks very tiny here. If you've gotten this far, make sure you hit the like button and let me know what you thought about this video. Let me know if you want me to make more videos like this, and I'll catch you in the next video or the next live stream. Here it is on the S30 Pro, very minimal post-processing, but I did have a lot of drop frames, so I need to do this over again. I'll show you. But here, look at it on the Dwarf Mini. This honestly really surprised me. So what I did is, let me give another chance to the S30 Pro. I did a deep sky stack several days later on a waning crescent moon, decided to turn off aircraft, eliminating trail, no drop subs. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments which one of these outperformed.